Hello friends, welcome back. So we're trying to do some new stuff, and if you're seeing weird stuff come up online, well, I'm trying new things. And also Rumble. We're going to do monthlies on YouTube, and I'm going to try to do Zodiac on Rumble. Let's see how that goes. Anyway, March 1st. So this is what do Bitcoiners need to know right now. And then we'll go into the Zodiac and the monthly stuff. But anyway, this is what the Bitcoiners need to know. Clearing the space. Okay. So what do our Bitcoiners need to know for March 1st? It's supposed to be a busy, active season. We have the spring equinox coming up on the 21st. We've got a lot of things happening. So let's see what the cards say about what do Bitcoiners need to know for March 1st. I will love myself. That's an important message. I will love myself. Yep, sometimes that's the only way you get out of stuff is because you love yourself. And you don't want to compromise, like saying, I don't want that vaccine. Or, no, I'm not going to work in that kind of an environment. Stand up for yourself. Love yourself. Don't compromise yourself for somebody else. They're certainly not going to do it for you. Okay, check in with your body and release any tension you are carrying. Well, I'm sure you're carrying some because it is the environment right now of very tense things. There's all kinds of information coming out about how they lied to us. There's all kinds of money stuff going on because the fiat is crashing. There's another, tether type token they're suggesting for US dollars, and what a mess. What a mess, my friends. Okay, so let's see what Bitcoiners need to know. Masculine energy. Okay, business. Let's get into the business. Masculine energy is usually like business dealings and activity, active things. Okay, so I'm going to use this deck because I like this deck. No, I'm going to use that for the astrology. I'm going to use this deck. But before I do, let's see what the Soul's Book of Answers has to say. Put out a fire while it's still small. Yeah, stitch in time saves 9. Get to it early. Notice it and then get to it early. Okay, now remember we have happy squirrel and sad squirrel in here, so I usually include them in the reading. I don't know if I should do that anymore. Maybe they need to be outside of the reading and just an extra card that comes up, hooray for us. So, not sure what we should do with those happy squirrels. Well, I guess I'll leave them in the reading for this time. Cutting the cards. Eight of Swords. Okay, well, talk about anxiety. There you go. Nightmares. Nightmares. All these things keeping you awake at night. What? Is that Elon Musk's letters? Is it the lies and all the money that's been taken from Social Security? Knight of Pentacles. So here you are coming in with some wealth, some money, some Bitcoin. Okay, King of Cups. Here's someone else in their sort of emotions. Very mature, emotionally mature. Can handle stress, can handle chaos, can handle choppy waters. That's you. Six of Cups. Equal give and take. Yeah, we're moving into a Bitcoin world, not a fiat magic money system world. Six of Cups. Equal give and take. Uh-oh. Tower. Okay, so something's coming to an end. I keep seeing towers for March. Even in the readings I'm getting, there's a lot of towers. So something's coming down in March. Something big is coming down in March. Government, maybe. Oh, a happy squirrel. Just talking about them. Sometimes we do a whole reading and we don't even get the happy squirrel, but the happy squirrel's a good one to have. So your skills are that you are the happy squirrel, that you can make things, you can gather nuts. You're very resourceful. And you're happy squirrel because things are going your way. And how are you showing up? Six of Swords. Yeah, we're moving out of troubled waters because we're Bitcoiners. They're talking about 180,000 soon. So, you know, moving out of bad situation, troubled waters. Page of Cups. Here he is, coming out fresh-faced, trying new things. Maybe his magic will work. Surprise. Happy surprise. What's the happy surprise? That Bitcoin does go to 180,000? Okay, Nine of Swords. Well, here's the 8, and now here's the 9. And 9 is, you know, programming. It's, you're trapped in the programming. You're trapped in the, oh, what if I don't make it? Oh, what if, That's that card. Yeah, I'm going to do this so we can keep our eye on the cards. Yeah, we'll just do that so we know it's crossing. And then final outcome. Well, should we read through the whole thing and then we'll get the final outcome? That might be fun. Okay, let's do that. Alright, so you start out, you know, in your head. You're having nightmares, you're worrying about things. How am I going to get through this? The castles, you know, everybody's kind of screaming. Because nobody's sure, and this is keeping you up at night. But the Knight of Pentacles is coming in. That's Bitcoin, slow and steady. Slow and steady. Okay, you're in the King of Cups, so, you know, you're saying, you know, money's great and everything, but I don't want to work for the rest of my life. I want more to my life. I want fulfillment. I want people. I want maybe a, you know, a partner. I want more. I want to be emotionally fulfilled as well. And there's emotional maturity here. You know, you can watch what's going on and say, okay, I've seen a couple things. It's okay. I got Bitcoin. Things are going to be all right. And they will be all right because the short-term goal is at least make it fair. At least make it reasonable so that I can, you know, get along. And I think they're trying to do that a little bit because a lot of the obstacles and the things that were keeping us stuck are moving away because the tower is going down. Trump is taking down all kinds of things. It's going to get a lot easier to just live. It's going to get a lot easier to just exist. And you're the happy squirrel. You know that. You know that things are going to get better. You have a good attitude. You're resourceful. You know how to, you know, put things in the ground. You wouldn't believe how many holes I have in the ground from the squirrels. I took every acorn that we had, and we have a couple oak trees around, and they took every one of them and buried them. There's little holes all over because, you know, they want to eat. That's what squirrels do. They bury their little acorns all over the place, and then over the winter they eat pretty good. Moving out of troubled water. You know, things could have been a lot worse, but we made it through, and now things are going to get better. We made it through the worst of it. I know it doesn't feel like it, but we did. Page of Cups is somebody who's coming out with an optimistic attitude, and they're looking for some new surprises. What are we going to see in the news tomorrow? But you're in your head, you're in your programming. This is somebody who is so heavily programmed they can't even lift their head and see a difference. And that's the hope and fears. You know, am I so heavily programmed I won't be able to make it? Or will other people be so heavily programmed? But this is, you know, in your head. Take off the blindfold. Final outcome. You're going in your head and you're figuring it out. You're getting enlightenment, but you got to think about it and you got to do the work. Remember, you got to do the work and think about it. So going in your head is not a bad idea. Loving yourself, check on your body, but also in your head. But this is both in your head. This is, you know, nightmares. There's the bad. Programming, keeping me up at night. This is, I'm so heavily programmed. Take off the blindfold. Okay, so there we go. Let's try Lenormand to give us some clarity here. Lenormand to give us some clarity. And if you would hit that like button, share the video if you think it has some value. The key to your suffering is the divine feminine, because we came out as the masculine. And when the divine masculine and the divine feminine come together, everything balances. Everything is better. When we allow the divine feminine to come out and nurture us and to be receptive, then things get better. Or will. It's the rise of the feminine right now. But the feminine has been so beat down. The masculine too. What I've heard is the masculine was so beat down, the feminine had to hold up everything in her masculine energy until the masculine could come back and do his job. So the feminines were in the masculine energy. The masculines were being destroyed and turned into transgenders and, you know, feminized through food and farming. Trying to get rid of the alpha males. Work through your fears and distort the females. Work through your fears. That's the best answer. And that's deep Scorpio energy, and that's also deep knowledge. So work through your fears. Let's see. New moon in Scorpio. New moon in Scorpio. This card suggests a rebirth. Think of your situation as the phoenix that's rising from the ashes, as the birth, death, rebirth paradigm. That's what Scorpio energy is all about. Whatever you've been through, there's a new start ahead. It might be a little dark. It almost certainly won't be rainbows and unicorns, but it will be deep and transforming. And that's our tower. This card also suggests that if you know you are magical, then maybe this is the time to work your magic. Page of Cups. Then it is time to work your magic. It can also herald the start of a sexier time if you've been experiencing something of a drought. And emotional intimacy is also on the menu, and I think that's your King of Cups in his emotional energy. Scorpio is a sign that likes to go deep into the body. Check in with your body, mind, and spirit. So when this card comes up, there's nothing superficial about what's coming your way. No, it's real. Happy Squirrel. Have some sexy time. Time to let go of a grudge you're holding. Move on from jealousy. Stop being obsessive. Could it be you're being paranoid? Make an investment in Bitcoin. In Bitcoin. Scorpio's a sign of death and rebirth, magic and shamans. Its energy is a little bit dark, occult, even scary. Not all of us like to face the shadow, but Scorpio demands it. In fact, it's through working through your dark side that you can get into the light. And the new moon in Scorpio and the appearance of this card suggests you need to do that now. Yeah, you got to do the work. You don't get anywhere unless you do the work. Got to do the work. And you know, you've heard people say that. Well, doing the work is studying, learning, finding out, realizing that the world is a lot bigger place than you realize. But there's so much you don't know because you're still in the programming. You got to break out of the matrix. That's what's happening. And, you know, there's a lot of, is this all there is? It's hard to get motivated. Well, March 1st. Mercury just went direct, and now Venus is going into retrograde. So, Tiger, oh yes, women energy, lunar forces. And the moon is in Virgo. And the first eclipse is in Virgo as well. So there's some stuff to be working on. Lunar force, ease in darkness, feminine energy. The tiger hunts at night, at one with the silence, fearing nothing. This card reminds us to take in the wild darkness, to allow the lunar forces to soothe and heal our spirits. Sensuality, receptivity, and devotion on all heightened. in the midnight hour, and the tiger takes advantage of these boons. Spend some time in silence this evening, drinking in the potent calm. There is nothing to fear in the stillness except the awakening of your own power, passionate, strong, and sensual. Yeah, female energy, women's energy, receptive, knowledgeable, mystical, magical. And the key to our suffering is allow the women to rise up, because the women have the answer. Everything has been done in the masculine, and we need the feminine to restore us to balance. Because this is a, a dichotomy. It's a polar world. Male, female, yes, no. And when you have only one, everything is out of balance. You have to bring it back, and then you have balance again. And that's what we need to do. Humanity needs the women. Okay, well, there it is. So that's what Bitcoins need to know right now. They need the women energy. Men and feminine energy would help. That's the creative energy. That's writing, that's listening, that's studying, that's music. But women, receptivity. Allow. Manifest and allow to receive. Allow to receive. Sometimes you're manifesting and yet you don't allow to receive. Anyway, if you'd hit the like button, share, subscribe. Now, I have 100 people watching the monthly readings, and I only have 71 subscribers. So what does that tell you? People are watching, they're not subscribed. You need to subscribe. Anyway, thank you. And I'll see you around, friends.